Welcome to a new Waterwave TV interview. Got the one and only Knoble in the building.
What's up, bro?
Someone I was just kind of getting familiar with recently, thankful to the Instagram algorithm. I mean, there's all these industry plants popping up out of nowhere out of Minnesota recently, it seemed like. And you seem to be the next one that could potentially make it. You know?
For real.
But yeah, how you feeling today?
I'm chilling. You know, it's a good day. Just starting off a little slow, but we're getting there.
Yeah. I guess by the time recording this, it's almost Christmas time. You a big Christmas fan? You like Christmas family time?
I like Christmas, but I think it's like, I'm not like for things that are just like cool just because it's like Christmas. You know what I mean? Like Christmas movies and shit like that.
Christmas movies are lit.
I think if they were really good, bro, you would like watch them when it's not Christmas.
I feel like there hasn't
like
been
Elf. Like that one's good.
I don't know when the last good Christmas movie. Like there hasn't been a good Christmas movie that's came out recently. I feel like.
Oh yeah, well, Elf is like the only like movie that I can
and all
stand.
that, like those early.
Is that 2000s. Christmas movies though? Home Alone's not, is it?
Because it's during Christmas time when they're taking a Christmas trip, and then he's home alone for Christmas and shit.
Like the same way that like Die Hard's a Christmas movie then. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's a good way to start the interview, Christmas movie talk.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Knoble's in the building. I'm getting to know you today.
Yep.
First time meeting you. Are you from? We're in Minnesota right now. You're repping the Gophers on your hoodie. Are you born and raised in Minnesota?
Yeah, I was born in Big Lake, Minnesota.
Okay.
So just like a small weird town.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
That would explain kind of your ties with Pardyalone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I grew up with it. That was sick.
What's Big Lake like, in your opinion?
I mean, like I don't have anything against it. It's kind of like a weird town. It's like kind of like hit country, like some people, but then there's like also like some like fun like groups of guys that I fuck with. Like we used to hang out at the skate park a lot, and that was kind of how like I met Party and shit. And it was just a fun like time with them. But
what was like your class size in high school?
Like 215 maybe, 225 I think, something like that.
Okay, so kind of that's around where mine. I think mine was like almost 300. I'm from Mankato.
Yeah, it wasn't big.
So not like super big town. What was the music scene like in Big Lake going through high school? Like how did?
No, bro, no one made music. If you made music, they're clowning you for sure. Like it was, people would shit on you like crazy. But then, like it kind of worked out because there's like a couple of us, like me, Party, this guy named Josh, JG. I don't know if you know who that is. Gavin, Species. Like we all kind of started making music around the same time. And then we all kind of like met each other, became friends, and then like grew that way.
I think I seen Species.
Species is tough.
On Instagram.
Yeah, he's sick. He's just a younger guy, but yeah, he's doing well. And then, I mean, Durson's cool too. He's from Big Lake. He's younger though. He's like,
that's the young kid.
Yeah, but he's like crazy good for how young he is though.
I bumped into him. I don't know if it was the first time I bumped into. Well, actually, yeah, it was before the Pardyalone pop-up that we did. But I met him at, I did media and like shit and vlogged the Trippy Red tour with Sofago, and he was a huge Sofago fan. He had his hair dyed like Sofago and everything, and I think that's how I met him the first time. He was like, yo, like, whatever messaged me seeing the content was like, yo, like, something about like, how do I meet Sofago, how do I tap in, shit like that, or something. And I was like, yeah, this is a young kid that's really hip with what's going on. And then I just seen recently that he's making music. But did you say he was from Big Lake too, or?
I think he's from Big Lake. He's at least around for sure.
Yeah, because he seemed to know about Pardyalone, as and as a young kid, like to be that hip with like someone that's rising out of Minnesota.
Exactly.
It would make sense if he's from Big Lake.
We all met out at 11th Creative. It was the first time I ever met him, and then Durson just like hopped in the studio and then just made a song, and we were all just like hyping him up, and I made him a cover art for it, and it was sick. Fire. But yeah.
How did you get into music? Like you said, you would get clowned for it in Big Lake. So what was the motive to, I guess, do music and not care about what people say?
Damn, bro, I'm surprised I made it this far. Like, knowing, like, I wasn't making, like, that good of music back then. So, like, people would, like, shit on it pretty hard. And, like, I don't know how. I just kept going, bro. I just loved it. Like, that was all I wanted to do. Like, I'd get home from school, I'd just record. But, like, I got into it. It was kind of just, like, my friend group would, like, we'd just get, like, kind of, like, we'd smoke and then we'd freestyle. And, like, I was, like, kind of better at it than the rest of them. So I just kept going, and then I made a song, and then showed it to them. I didn't drop anything for like probably like a year though going into it, but then I started putting stuff out on Spotify, SoundCloud. But,
so like you started like what in like 2018, 2019 is when you maybe because I seen your first release on Spotify was like 2020.
Yeah, Yeah, so I guess 2018, 2019 was probably when I started.
Yeah, and then I guess like the latest I scrolled back, at least seeing on your phone, or not on your phone, on your Spotify, was like the song you have, Pardyalone in 2020.
Emotions? Yeah.
I believe so, right? Yeah, Emotions.
I definitely had other songs. So before that, I had the first song I ever put out on Spotify was called God's Plan, and I took that down.
Damn,
I took
Drake
down.
stole your song.
Bro, for real. Nah, maybe it didn't. I don't remember when that came out, but.
Imagine your hook is the exact same as Drake's hook.
Bro, that would have been way better than the hook I put down on that thing. That shit was bad. I was like, my auto-tune was always out of key. Like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then I dropped another album after that called Under Influence. And that one actually ain't bad. That's still on my SoundCloud, but I did take that down too. So.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a growth stage in a lot of artists' career where they start taking down old SoundCloud songs that maybe just don't represent them the best anymore, or even just rebrand completely.
I think I'm about
early stage.
Like, I'm low key about to do that soon. I think I might take down a lot of my old stuff. Probably two earlier, the Blue Lights album and Summer Tapes are not gonna stay up for very long, bro. I want that Pretty Toxic Revolver song gone. I cannot stand that song, bro.
Yeah, I think there's like a cool thing in seeing the growth though, like for the fans to be like, oh wow, this is where he started, and now he's making really, really, perfectly sound music, mixed correctly. Yeah. He figured out his sound, and because there's artists that are in your 2018 stage right now that want to see that there is a chance for them to grow, and if they see that you went from that to where you're at now, they can maybe feel like, oh, I could do it. Like there's always those like memes of like the first ever Playboy Cardi music video, or
dude,
shit
those
like that.
those videos,
they surface,
like the compilations with like the first song and the song that blew them up.
Yeah. So it's like there is, I think, a cool thing in having those out there for people to find, but like also making it maybe hard to find is kind of cool too. Like if you took it off your main page but released it
that's
on
my plan. I might just leave. I think I'm gonna leave everything on like SoundCloud. I'd be forgetting to put stuff on SoundCloud a lot because
it's starting to fade out.
I can't stand SoundCloud, bro.
How did I guess? When did you graduate high school then?
2020.
2020. Okay, so you're a little bit younger than me, but going through, I guess, with SoundCloud, did that feel like the SoundCloud era is kind of like gone? I feel like people still.
I feel like it was almost gone by the time like I started putting music out on there.
I was gonna ask, like, where was. Did you just use SoundCloud as like a place to just do it, or was that like you thought maybe I'm gonna blow up off SoundCloud? Was that still like a thought?
SoundCloud was basically like. I wasn't even like thinking about people like listening to my music. I just wanted to be able to like put my music into like a playlist and then like let it just like run through, and like that's why I just started putting stuff on SoundCloud, and then like my friends could like listen to it if they fucked with it. Cause I mean my friends were like mad supportive.
Yeah, I think SoundCloud is still a really good spot if you're still experimenting with your sound. Like if you're early on, to not like go through distribution, paying for like beats and license and shit. Like if you're still really early on, like SoundCloud is great because you can hop on a Lil Wayne beat and put it on SoundCloud most likely. Like I don't know if it'll take it down, but like you can do shit like that on there that you can't do everywhere else.
And you can release like covers and stuff.
Try to get fans and stuff like that. But I guess fast forward, you graduate in 2020. What was your goals leaving high school? Did you think music could potentially be a future? Were you just going to go to college? Like, what was your plans leaving high school?
So my plan was I wanted to just go to college for graphic design. I mean, I'm about to graduate for graphic design, so I mean, it worked out. I wanted to just like work in the music industry, but do like more like design-wise stuff. I kind of like gave up on music not like gave up, but I had stopped grinding on it for like a couple months or so when I first got to college. And then I watched Party kind of like the snowball like start actually rolling for him, and I was like, fuck bro, this can actually happen. So then I started grinding a little bit harder, and then that was kind of how I got back to it.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I first seen you, was a video of you doing like one of those mic performances, or holding the mic and performing, singing your song. And I think it was the one where you said like something about a girl in Minnesota.
Bro, that hook goes crazy. Apparently,
I've seen so many like since Pardyalone. Like I gotta commend him because he started a whole new lane for Minnesota artists. Not that like you weren't with him while he was doing it, but like he's obviously like the biggest one. Doing what like kind of you are doing, and I'd say like there's a lot of others that do it, like that I just maybe don't know the names off the top of my head, but I've seen scrolling through TikTok or IG Reels, and it's like, this one goes out to that one ex-girl that I never thought, or like, or like back in Minnesota, like he really like painted that picture for like that soft love story for Minnesotans to vibe with, and and I think it's great that like you grew up with him and made music with him, and you can kind of connect with his fans because you make similar music.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely like some people that they may say like is stealing his swag or stealing his what he did, but like that happens with every single artist ever.
Yeah.
Like if Cardi does something that everyone's gonna copy him that are underneath him and shit like that. But how has knowing Pardyalone and him maybe being like a mentor to you, or like what's your relationship like with him at this point, like in the music wise and friendship wise?
Music wise, like I try really hard. Like I used to like try really hard not to like ride off his coattail and like shit. So like I would never like bring his name up when I was trying to like push my stuff. Like, but he's always been more just like the homie than like anything else. Like I went out to LA for his birthday and that shit was sick. That was just fun to like hang out with him, see how he's doing. But yeah, it's more like that than it is. Recently, it's been a little bit more like mentorship. Like I'll ask him like questions because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like I don't have like a team or anything. It's just like me trying my best. So yeah.
I think that's a good thing though, especially early on in your career. You got to find your lane before you have too much influence on you. You know, like too many people saying, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that." Like no, like figure out who you are and then find some help to how you can push who you are. You know,
that's what I'm trying.
But yeah, no, I think it's really cool to just see, like I kind of said, like just see like the Pardyalone algorithm work for other people as well. Because I tell like artists I work with, like, bro, stand on your porch and smoke a joint and just let your song play, or like look at the camera and rap a few words. Like you don't even have to do nothing crazy. And I think you're also living proof of.
I would say
multiple people can do it. It's not a one-hit wonder Pardyalone. Like there's other people that are doing it.
It's just about content, bro. It's just like putting stuff out, like knowing. So like this last summer, I worked an internship for graphic design at a music marketing agency called The Syndicate out in New Jersey. So I was doing like editing like TikToks for like bigger artists. Like I did like recap videos for Guns N' Roses, like their world tour. I didn't get paid for it, but like I still like got to like work with people who are like professionals in like marketing. So I got like a better understanding of how to like make content that's engaging and like keeps people's attention and like hit the algorithm. So that's been mad helpful.
How's it been balancing college with music?
Fucking almost impossible, bro. It sucks. I might low-key might fail like 2 classes this semester, which is crazy.
Because you've been putting a little bit more focus on music than the school. Because you said you're in your last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I mean, this is like my one shot I feel like I got at music. Like, if I don't like capitalize on it now, I might miss it. I can always fucking retake a class. So, yeah.
That's a good way to look at it. Have you, I know the videos have been a big hit and that's how I found you, but what have you noticed that's worked the best for your career to help gain new fans?
Probably, I mean, my algorithm on Spotify has always been like way better than even like my following on Instagram now or my TikToks or whatever. I like shorter songs kind of help, like quick. I think I kind of just figured out like that memorable is often more important than like good. Like not even memorable like a catchy hook, but like just something that like people remember who you are for whatever reason, or remember a song. Like having a focus on that, I think has helped me a lot. So
yeah, that's good. I think short songs is the way to go nowadays too, and singles over albums. Yeah, you know, that hits a lot too. Do you get any recognition around campus?
Just recently.
Okay.
Like it's not like people are like, damn, Knoble, like yelling at me, but it's more like I'm out at the bar and someone's like, I saw you on IG Reels, and I'm like, cool, bro, that's sick. Like I don't know how to fucking react to it yet, but I'll figure it out, I think.
Yeah, I think in Minnesota, like you're doing the type of genre that works in Minnesota. Yeah. Like nobody has made it out of Minnesota very far, at least, doing the drill stuff, doing the hard rap, the hardcore, like even like the super lyric rappers, like the Jay Plazas and the Juice Lords and like the OGs, like besides like Atmosphere and Rhyme Sayers and you know and shit like that. Like it hasn't taken off, but the stuff that has been working is like the softer, like emotional music, like what Pardyalone's doing, what Casey's doing. even like what LaBianca's doing, like even though that's a lot different than what you and Party are doing, but it's not that hard, you know, like crime ridden.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, bro, I think Humo's about to blow the fuck up though. He's like probably the best I've heard out of Minnesota for sure.
That's fine.
I've been saying that. He's just crazy.
I do think he's one of the best pure rappers I've ever heard out of Minnesota. Like when it comes to pure rap talent, and he has a lot of music that isn't about, you know, like drill shit. Like he has a lot of unreleased stuff that's about love and whatever, and you know, emotional shit and real life stuff that's not just like rah rah rah, you know. And I'm excited for the world to see that part of it too. But because it's just, I think, the crowd in Minnesota that connects with your style of music in overall, like the general population of Minnesota that connects with it. Do you have, or I guess, let me go with this. When you first started making music, kind of want to backtrack a little bit, how did your family take it? Like, were they, like, supportive of it? Did they, like, see you making music and they...
I mean, yeah, I kind of tried... I don't think they really knew I was making music for, like, probably, like, a year and a half, like, into it. They didn't know I was, like, really, like, trying to make music. They didn't know what my music sounded like. Because, like, I was... Like, we started out making, like, Juice WRLD kind of, like, songs. And then, like, I have... And, like, rapping. Like, I used to love to, like, just rap. So I was saying... like some crazy shit on some of my songs, and like my mom did not fuck with it that much, but now she loves my music. So
I bet. Do you feel like you owe anything to your parents, like college wise? Like, were they always like down your throat as your young kid, like just get a degree, you know, like just get a degree? Like,
oh yeah, they say that to me all, like when I come home for like breaks, like they'll like see like me doing well with music, and they'll be like, just finish college. Like they're just, not that they're worried that I'm about to like drop out and like chase it. They're just like, just one more semester and just finish, please, just in case.
Yeah, I think it was a tough thing even for me to kind of convince my mom to quit worrying about like what I was doing with Waterwave. Yeah. But looking back at it, I could understand why she was worrying. At the early stages of Waterwave, when we had 500 followers and like no views, no way of making any type of money off of it, but just the idea in my head of what it could be one day. Like, I can't explain that to her. She doesn't understand it for a whole different time. Yeah,
they don't really like know like where I'm at. To be fair, I don't really know where I'm at like size-wise like at all, but they also like have no clue. Like when I try to like tell them like milestones, like how many streams I'm getting or something like that, I don't think they really understand it, but they definitely try to.
Yeah, and I guess like you are way ahead of like the average artist in Minnesota right now. Yeah, like that. Like even though you may not like, I think it's good if you don't think that and you don't feel that way, because you should always want to go harder and be bigger. But like, what you're like just above 20,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. You know, you have 12,000 followers of like what seems to be genuine followers. Like there's a lot of people that have very oversaturated following, whether it's people from their high school that don't care about them anymore, or fake followers they bought online. Or shit. You know, like, or just, but like you're hitting the algorithm correctly, like we talked about, and you're doing the right work where these people that are following you because of what you do and because of how you do it.
That's something I learned from like kind of like working at that marketing agency and like Party. Is just like, if you don't grow organically, you're just gonna plateau and like nothing's gonna happen. So,
do you have any favorite memories so far of your music career that kind of stand out, or maybe that kind of helped you get to where you're at today?
Yeah, I think like the first. So some of my favorite memories. So like the first time that I ever like did anything at all with music was like me and my homies were driving to B-Dubs, and they played like a beat in the car and people were freestyling, and then they're like, Luke, go like fucking rap, and I was like, I don't know, bro, and then I did, and like they all like went kind of crazy about it. So that's like the first time I felt like somewhat confident with it. And then I remember like first time when I made Emotions, which was like a huge step for me, like song wise, like it was just like a good song, and then like going over to Party's house and like played it for him, and he was like, yeah bro, I'd hop on this, and then getting that song, that was huge. And then I think my first paycheck from music was crazy, because it was Pretty Toxic Revolver like just blew up, and I like had never made anything past like $2 off a song, and then like the check hit and it was like $700 in a month for streams off that song, and I fucking lost my mind at like 11 p.m. in my house. And I went up to my mom and I was like, see, I told you, like you can actually like make music, like money off this. It was crazy. But yeah, and then just recently when I watched Party perform at Lollapalooza, like on TV on Hulu. That changed my whole shit. I was like, this is fucking, I need to like do this. So
yeah, and I like knowing that like you're kind of underneath, like I don't want to like put you in a bubble, but like underneath Pardyalone's wing in a sense, to where like he's not scared to like show you off or like shed a light on you. Like when we made a post about like I think it was the Milwaukee rappers and Minnesota rappers or whatever, like who should work together.
Don't forget about these kids, and me, Species, and Durson.
And, I think that's where I seen Species' Graham, or at least got reminded about him. And like it's cool to see it happening, and at least from outside looking in, like you're not like pressing for opportunities right now. You know what I mean? Like you're not like getting mad, like why didn't you bring me out at Lollapalooza?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, like, to like feel like entitled, and it's like, and like, but you know how you mentioned like you went out to LA for his birthday party and shit like that. Yeah, it's cool to see like someone like Pardy give back in the sense of at least shedding a light on them, or like, you know, like not feeling some type of way that maybe you make similar music to him and hitting a similar algorithm to him, but he's embracing it. Yeah. And I think that's what Minnesota needs, is more artists like Pardyalone they're willing to embrace the people that are coming up under him in the same lane, and not being like, I'm gonna hide them so they don't steal my fans, but we can grow together. You know what I mean? But how I guess, how do you feel about the Minnesota music scene and kind of how it's been growing the past few years? I know you're still kind of like maybe new to like Minneapolis.
I'm new to a lot of
the culture out here and like how it's been. Yeah. But from your perspective in your lane and your genre, like it's a lot different than the hip hop scene out here. So like, how do you feel about the Minnesota music scene?
So like when you're in like a suburban kind of like town trying to make music, since like nobody like does it, like they never like seen someone make it, like people just kind of like, oh, whatever, bro. Like, you're weird for, like, even trying to do that. And, I mean, it's getting better, though. Like, the nice thing about, like, making music, I think, in Minnesota is that people will, like, cheer for you just because you're from Minnesota. It's, like, the same way people would, like, cheer for, like, a sports team that's, like, from their state. So, like, that's been awesome. Like, people will be, like, just hyping you up just because you're from the state they're from, which probably doesn't, like, happen out in, like, New York and fucking Cali, so... That shit's sick. Yeah,
I do. I like that like Minnesota aspect, and I think the type of music you make works well with that. Like if you were out here trying to rap about like hood stuff, you're not gonna get that love from back home from Big Lake, or even like from the students in the U of M, because they know that's not who you are. Yeah. So I think like one big thing about Minnesota is being genuine, and people understand like when someone's being genuine. Yeah. And really doing what they're doing.
I mean, like I would like I'll be rapping like still, like I have like songs that like I rap on, but I don't be rapping about like fucking like I don't know what you like, you know what I mean? Like,
you're not like fantasy. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm not like gonna talk about like guns and shit and like doing like crazy shit. Like I'm not like T Grizzly out here. I'm fucking just a white kid from a suburban neighborhood. So like.
Yeah, I got you. Is there anyone in Minnesota that you want to collab with?
Damn. I feel like everyone that I want to collab with, like I feel like I'm probably going to soon. Like I'm gonna. Like, I want to work with Chasen, obviously. I want to work with Cumo. I mean, I would love to fucking drop some of Party again, but he's out in Cali now. Other than that, like, I'm not super familiar with a lot of the Minnesota artists. Like, I'm getting used to it, but not, like, I don't know, like, a lot of the bigger ones and stuff, but...
Have you had any big names outside of Minnesota, like, reach out to you and, like, show love?
Or, yeah, like, bro. There was, like, one time... Share your stuff, yeah, so... The first, like, video I ever posted that got traction was on TikTok, and it got, I think, like, 40K. People saw it. But then I woke up the next day, and fucking Charlie on a Friday DM'd me, and that shit, and it was when I was at 600 followers on IG. I had, like, no clout, and he just said, keep going. I fuck with you. And I was like, that's so sick, bro. I was hyped. But, yeah.
How long ago was that?
It happened probably July.
So you had 600 followers in July?
I had 600 followers in October.
And you're at 12,000 now.
Yeah, that happened literally just a month and a half. Yeah.
I guess it explains why I'm just now like, or like this past month or two, like hearing about you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know you. I didn't know it's been growing that fast. Because when I clicked on your page, it's probably already, you know, in the thousands at least.
Yeah, it's been unreal, bro. It's so weird actually to like that's like the best way I've been like describing. It's just like it's kind of weird. Like I just didn't like really think that it would happen ever. So yeah. It's been cool though.
Yeah. So how have you been handling that? Like, what do you do? Like, I guess like running through your mind going viral on the internet? Because not everyone gets to, I guess, experience.
I don't even like. I remember like thinking to myself like what I would do if it happened. It's definitely easier. I think the main thing that it's like allowed me to do is like work with other people now. Like people like actually like want to work with me now. Because when you're DMing people like at 600 followers, they don't give a fuck. Yeah. So that's been nice to like be able to talk to like some better videographers, like some bigger artists, stuff like that. But like just like. It's been more like low-key kind of stressful. Like I'm just like fuck, like I know at one point it's gonna slow down for sure. Like it's gonna like get a little bit like I'm not gonna keep growing at this rate probably forever. So like I gotta find the next like thing I'm gonna do like soon.
Is there anyone that you messaged or tried to like do, you know, just contact before you know, hit this like viralness that is now reaching back to you that you're like, that you almost feel like, oh, you like not that you're getting a big head, but like, man, you only fuck with me now because I have followers? Or is there like anyone that maybe even from back home, people that weren't fucking with you now they're fucking with you? People, like, have you been getting that type of love?
Yeah, so
not to call anyone out exactly.
No, I won't call anyone out obviously, but like as of like people on IG that I've DM'd, like I haven't really been like DMing people on IG for the last like 2 years, like reaching out for anything. But I mean, I had DM Charlie like 4 years ago when he like first posted like a video when he was like pretty small, and I wanted to work with him because I thought he was gonna blow up, and then he did. But then like that would be like the closest thing I have to that, but that's not even.
But he even hit you up early, huh?
Yeah,
too,
he did.
So
that wasn't even for the. Yeah, people at home though will like people that I think used to like kind of like clown me for my music now like. When I came back for like the Thanksgiving, like whatever, Blackout Wednesday or some shit, and like I was talking to everybody, they were like way more cool with me. They're like, everybody would bring it up, and I mean, that was better. Now it feels good for sure.
To kind of get the recognition that you've always like.
You guys used to fucking shit on me all the time, and now it's like, oh, he's actually doing all right.
Yeah, I think every artist kind of goes through that, and I don't know if it's. I think there's a level of animosity of people that you go to high school with because they had the exact same opportunities as you. Yeah. You know, they grew up in the same neighborhood as you, or you know, at least like city. Went to the same school, took the same classes, but somehow you're doing something fun and cool.
Yeah,
and they're not, and there's like a level of animosity of like, man, he ain't really all that. You know, he ain't all that. Like I could be doing that too, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it clicks, and now all of a sudden they're like, "Bro, you're the man."
Yeah, they're like, "Dude, this is like they're like showing people that they know, like, dude, this is some kid that I grew up with, and like he makes music now. Like, check this out." And I'm like, "Dude, you used to fucking do that and be like, look at this kid who makes music. He's absolute dog shit." Like, you just like, they switch quick, but it's whatever, bro.
Oh yeah. I didn't realize your rise like on Instagram was that quick, but I'm excited to see what
shit just happened.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the future holds for sure. I feel like there's gonna be something big coming for you. Like, there's no how do I put it? There's no like if someone like you that's hitting like you in this day and age with how social media works and how records labels work and how artists connect with other artists work, there's gonna be some big opportunities coming for you soon. Going into 2024.
Yeah, I think like the build like the amount of work that like I put in, like me and like all my friends put in for just like making music for 4 years straight and getting like no recognition for it, and then like all of a sudden like it starts going. I feel like you're way more prepared and like ready and like know how to handle it.
Definitely,
which is good.
Or your newest single, "Home," just dropped.
Yeah.
Speak to me about that song and the meaning behind that.
So I wanted to kind of like change up my vibe a little bit. Like I wanted to drop like some folk music. I would say like most of the inspiration for that song comes from like Stick Season by Noah Khan. I heard that and I was like, I want to make music like this. I started getting back into like playing guitar, and I wrote that. I have a fucking video on my phone from like when I recorded that song, like right after I finished it, being like, dude, this is fucking crazy. Like I just made probably my best song like ever. Like I know this is gonna do well. And like I recorded it, and I could think of like all the different content ideas for it, and I'm like, I know how well it works to like push something to like people in Minnesota. So like I was excited for that because I knew that people were gonna like, it would give them a reason to actually give a fuck about the song. But yeah, the song itself was just, I wrote it about a girl from Minnesota, and just about like if she were to leave, like I wouldn't like want to come back here. But it's just Like, there's a lot of excuses to, like, not want to, like, live here, I feel like the weather and shit like that. And, like, that was kind of the concept for the whole song. But, yeah.
Do you like living in Minnesota?
It's, like, iffy about it. I mean, like, I love a lot of, like, the people here. Like, that's, like, the thing. But, like, the state-wise, like, I hate winter.
We got lucky this year with, like, no snow.
For real. I was, like, planning on... I wasn't going to drop home until it snowed, because we were going to film a music video, like, when it was snowing, and there was just no fucking snow. And then it snowed, like, one random day super early. So, like, I thought it was starting, so that's why we, like, sent it to the distributors. And then it just stopped snowing, and then we just never filmed the video for it. But I think I will film one soon for it.
Yeah, that's one thing you can always do is you can always film music videos for old songs, like we're doing right now with a few of our artists. But is there anything you want to plug here at the end of the interview? What's going on for 2024? What your next plans are?
Yeah, bro.
Shout out, stuff like that.
I'm about to start dropping shit real soon, bro. I got a little project coming out because I'm trying to, like, have music that people can, like, go to and, like, listen to me that I think represents me. So I'm gonna have that project there for that, and then I'm gonna probably clear the rest of my catalog almost. But yeah, that's about it, bro.
Well, yeah, shit. It's great to meet you. Welcome to the Waterwave YouTube channel. I'm sure we'll be talking about you more here in the future. I'm sure. But follow him on Instagram. It's on the screen as well in the description. Check us out at Waterwave TV on all platforms. Come shop with us at 1521 Como Avenue Southeast, Minneapolis, Minnesota, just outside of Dinkytown, where we sell vintage. We sell hype wear like Supreme and Bape. We got Jordans, Dunks, Yeezys, all that cool stuff. Come get dripped out. Book your studio sessions at waterwavetv.com to work with one of our guys or work by yourself. But once again, this was Ricky. That was Knoble. Shout out Northern Chill for supplying us with the water today.
Hell yeah. It's good water, bro.
There you go.
It's tasty.
Knoble approves. Make sure you get you some Northern Chill. And we out. Peace.